Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to read 1 Samuel 17-25, 2 Proverbs 25, and Psalm 3. Let's start. Now the Philistines gathered armies for battle, and they were gathered at Circle, which belongs to Jun, and came between Circle and Asgard, and Nephi's down. And Saul of all the men of Israel was gathered, and came to fight Elah, and drew up a line of battle against the Philistines, and the Philistines stood on the mountain on one side, and Israel stood on the mountain on the other side, with a valley between them. And it came out of the camp of the Philistines, a champion named Goliath, of Gath. His height was 6 cubits, and in his space he had a helmet of bronze on his head. He was armed with a coat of mail, and the weight of his coat was 5,000 shekels of bronze. He had bronze armor on his legs, a javelin and bronze slung between his shoulders. The shaft of his spear was like a weaver's beam, and his spear's head weighed 600 shekels of iron. His shield bearer went out before. And he stood and shouted to the ranks, he said, "Why have you come out to draw for battle? I am not a Philistine, and are you not sent to sword? Choose a man for yourself, so let him come down to you. He is able to fight with me and kill me, then we will be a servant. I prevail against and kill him, you shall be a servant and serve us." And the Philistines said, "Defy the ranks of Israel this day, give me a minute, and we fight together." And so and all the Israel heard these words of the Philistines, and they were greatly dismayed and greatly afraid. And David was son of Ephrathah, and Bethlehem and Judah, named Jesse, who had 8 sons. And David saw other men was already old and advanced years. The 2 oldest sons of Jesse fought Saul to battle, and the names of his 3 sons are on to battle. And the first one next to him had been there. And the third Shammah. David was the youngest, and the eldest was Saul. But David went back and forth from Saul to feed his father's sheep in Bethlehem. For 40 days the Philistine came forward and took his stand morning till evening. And she said to David's son, "Take your bows and ephah, others parched grain, these 10 loaves, carry it over to your bows. I should take these 10 sheaves to command their 1,000, and see if your brothers are well. And brings a take from there. And Saul and all the men of Israel learned by Elah fight with the Philistines. David rose in the morning and left the sheep with the keeper and took some provision and went as Jesse commanded him. He came to and came as the host of going out to battle and shouting the war cry. And Israel and the Philistines drove for battle while making army. David left things in charge of keeping the baggage, ran to ranks and went to greet his brothers. And he talked with them. Behold, the champion, the Philistine, Goliath, by name, came out of the ranks of the Philistine, and spake the same words before. And David heard all the men of Israel, he saw them, and fled from all much afraid. All the men of Israel said, "Have you seen this man who is come? Surely he has come to fight us." And the king remembers this man, who kills and was great rich, and will give him his sword and make his father's house afraid of Israel. And David will give his said to minister by, "We shall be done for the many, because the Philistine takes the reproach from Israel. This unsuccessful Philistine, she defy the armies of the living God." And he will answer in the same way, "So shall be done to many, because Eliab his eldest brother heard what he spake to him, and Eliab's anger was come against David, and he said, "Why have you come down? And to him have you left those 3 sheep in the woods, and your presumption, and the evil of your heart, for you come down to see the battle." And David said, "What have I done now? It was not but a word." They turned away from men to one another, and spoke in the same way, and people answered him again as before. And the words of David spake with her. And they repeated them before Saul, and he sent for him. David said to Saul, "And Naaman's heart failed because of him. You said, 'We'll go and fight with this Philistine.' And Saul said to David, 'You are not able to go against the Philistine to fight with him. You are but a youth, and he has been a man of war from his youth.' And David said to Saul, 'Your servant used to keep sheep for his father, and they came a lion or a bear and took a lamb from the flock. I went after and struck him into the man's mouth. And if he rose against him, I called back, and struck him and killed him. Your servant has struck down on lions and bears, and the uncircumcised Philistine shall be like one of them, for he has defied the armies of the living God.' And David said, 'The Lord deliver me from the paw of the lion, from the paw of the bear, who will deliver me from the hand of the Philistine.' And Saul said to David, 'Go, and the Lord be with you.' And Saul clothed David with his armor. He put a helmet of bronze on his head, and clothed with a coat of mail. And he strapped on a sword over his armor. He tried to bring to go. He asked his son, David said, 'I cannot go with these, for I have not tested. I have not tested.' So David put them off. He took his staff in his hand, chose 5 smooth stones from the brook, and pricked them in a shepherd's patch. His same was in his hand. He approached the Philistine, and the Philistine moved forward and came near to David, and had the shield bearer in front of him. And the Philistine looked and saw David. He disdained, therefore he was but a youth, ruddy and handsome in appearance. And the Philistine said to David, 'O my dog, did you come to your sticks?' And the Philistine cursed David by his gods. The Philistine said to David, 'Come to me, I'll give you flesh to the birds of the air and to the beasts of the field.' And David said to the Philistine, 'You come to me with the sword, with the spear, and with the javelin. I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the army of Israel, whom you defy. This day the Lord will deliver into my hand. I'll strike you down, and you shall cut off your head. I'll give the dead bodies of the host of the Philistines this day to birds of the air, until all beasts of the earth. And all the earth may know that there is a God in Israel. And that all this assembly may know that the Lord saves not a sword and spear, for the battle is the Lord's. And he will give you into our hands.' So the Philistine arose and came and drew near next to David to meet David. And David ran quickly toward the battle line to meet the Philistine. And David put his hand in his bag and took out a stone and slung it, and struck the Philistine in his forehead. The stone sank into his forehead, and he fell on his face to the ground. So David prevailed over the Philistine with the sling of the stone, and struck the Philistine and killed him. There was no sword in the hand of David. And David ran and slew the Philistine, and took a sword and drew it out of his sheath and killed him, and cut off his head with it. And the Philistine saw that their champion was dead. And for the minute Israel and Judah rose to shout and pursued the Philistines as far as Gath and the gates of Ekron, so that the wounded Philistines fell away from Sharaim as far as Gath and Ekron. And he put a king rifle and chased the Philistine upon the king. And David took the head of the Philistine and brought it to Jerusalem. He put his armor down. And as Saul saw David go out against the Philistine, he said to Abner, and commanded on me, Abner, his sons, his youth, and Abner said, and Saul was the king, I did not know. And the king said, Quiet his son, the boys. And says David returned from striking the Philistine. And Abner took him and brought him before Saul with the head of the Philistine in his hand. Saul said to him, Where is your son, you young man? And David answered, I am the son of your servant Jesse the Bethlehemite. As he had finished speaking to Saul, Jonathan was near to Saul, David, and Jonathan loved his own Saul. And Saul took him out David, not let him return to his father's house. And Jonathan made a covenant with David because he loved his own Saul. And Jonathan stripped himself with the robe that was on him and gave it to David his armor, and even his sword and his bow and his bow. And David went and was successful ever Saul sent him. So Saul set him over the men of war, and was good inside all the people, and most inside Saul's sons. His dad came him, and David returned from striking down the Philistines. The woman came out of all the cities, he was stringing and dancing, and King Saul. They came by songs of joy with music, and the woman exchanged one as they celebrated. Saul struck down his thousand, and David's 10,000s. And Saul was very angry, and severely displaced, and he said, They have ascribed to David 10,000, and to me they have ascribed thousands. What more can he have but the kingdom? And Saul went David from that day on. And the next day, half spirit from God rushed upon Saul. He raved within his house while David was playing the lie, as he did day by day. And Saul had a spear in his hand, and Saul held the spear, for he thought, I'll pin David to the wall. And David evaded him twice. Saul was afraid of David because the Lord was with him, but it departed from Saul. And Saul enraged him for his presence and made him commander of 1,000. And he went out and came in before the people, and different success in all his undertakings. And the Lord was with them. Saul saw that he had great success. He stood in fearful warfare. He always and Judah loved David, for he went out and came in before them. And Saul said to David, Here's my elder daughter Mary. I'll give it to you for a wife, only be valiant for me and fight the Lord's battles. And Saul has Lord land on my hand, for the hand of Philistines to be against it. And David said to Saul, Who am I, and who are my relatives? My relatives, my father and Israel. I should be son-in-law to the king. At the time of the marriage, Saul's daughter should not have been given to David. She was given to Adriel the Maholite for a wife. And Saul's daughter Michal loved David, and they told Saul, and the thing pleased him. Saul thought that he give it to her. There shouldn't be a snare for him, and that the hand first may be against him. Therefore Saul said to David a second time, You shall now be my son-in-law. Saul commanded Saul, Speak to David in private, and say, You are the king's line, all his sons love you. And then become the king's son-in-law. And Saul said these words in the ears of David. And David said, Does it seem to you a little thing to become the king's son-in-law? Son, a poor man, have no reputation. And the sons of Saul told them, Thus said David speak. And Saul said, Thus shall I say to David, The king's eyes no bright price with 100 foreskins of the Philistines. And he be avenged of the king's enemies. And Saul thought to make David fall by the hand of the Philistines. And the sons told David these words, Please David well to be the king's son-in-law. And before the time they expired, David rose and went along with his men. They killed 200 Philistines, and David brought their foreskins, which were given him to the king. He might become the king's son-in-law. The Lord was with David, and that Michal. And Saul gave his daughter Michal for a wife. And Saul saw and knew that the Lord was with David, and that Michal Saul's daughter loved him. Saul was even more afraid of David. And so Saul was David's enemy continually, and the commanders of the Philistines came out to battle. And as often as they came out, David had more success than all the sons of Saul. So his name was highly esteemed. And Saul spoke to Jonathan, his son, and told his son that they should kill David. Jonathan, Saul's son, delighted much in David. And Jonathan told David, Saul my father seeks killing. If it be in the garden in the morning, stay in the secret place to hide yourself. I'll go and stand beside my father in the field where you are. I speak to my father about you. If I learn anything, I'll tell you. And Jonathan spake all of David to Saul's father, and said to him, Let the king sin against the servant David, because he has not sinned against you. And because deeds brought good to you, he took his life in his hand, struck down the Philistine, and lo, with great salvation for Israel. He still rejoiced. Well, I that will he sin against Israel, by wicked David without cause. And Saul listened to the voice of Jonathan. Saul swore as the Lord, they shall not be put to death. And Jonathan called David, and Jonathan reported to him all these things. And Jonathan brought David back to Saul, and he was in his presence as before. And there was war against it. David went out and fought with the Philistines. And fought with the Philistines, struck them with a great blow. And instead they fled before him. And a horrible spirit from the Lord came upon Saul as he sat in his house with a spear in his hand. And David was playing the lyre, so Saul sought to pin David to a wall with the spear. He eluded Saul, so he struck the spear into a wall. David fled and escaped at night. Saul stood mistress David's house to watch, and he might kill him in the morning. And Michal, David's wife, told him, If you don't escape your life tonight, tomorrow you'll be killed. So Michal let David out through the window, and he fled away and escaped. Michal took an image and laid on the bed and put a pillow to take a goat's hair in his head and covered it with the clothes. And Saul sent messengers to take David. She said, He is sick. And Saul sent the messengers to see David, saying, Bring him up to me in the bed, let me kill him. The messengers came in, and behold, the image was in the bed, the pillow goat's hair in his head. And Saul said to Michal, Why have you deceived me thus? Let my enemy go, that he is escaped. And Michal answered Saul, he said to him, Let me go, why should I kill you? And David fled to escape, and he came to Samuel at Ramah, and told him all that Saul had done to him. And he and Samuel went and lived in Nath. And as told Saul, Behold, David is in Nath of Ramah. And Saul sent messengers to take David take the land. They saw the company of the Lord God, company of the prophets prophesying, and Samuel standing as Israel. His head over the Spirit of God came upon the messenger Saul in the ears of prophecy. And his 12 Saul sent other messengers in the ears of prophecy. And Saul sent messengers the third time, and the ears of prophecy. He himself went to Ramah and came to Great Wall the second. He said, Where are Samuel and David? And one said, Behold, they are at Nathan Ramah. He went there and until he came into Nathan Ramah. And the Spirit of God came upon him and see when he prophecy until he came to Nathan Ramah. And he too stripped off his clothes, and he too prophesied before Samuel and David appeared that day. As Saul was among the prophets. Then David fled from Nathan Ramah and came and said before Jonathan, What have I done? What was my guilt, father? What was my sin before you, my father? He seeks my life. He said to him, Far from me, shall not die. My father's is nothing either great sword without disgracing to him. Why shall my father hide this from me? It is not so. But David stood out against me. Your father knows well that I found faith in the eyes of things. Do you not let Jonathan know this is deeply grave? He chose the Lord that you saw those. There is but a step between me and death. And Jonathan said to David, Whatever you say, I'll do for you. And David said to Jonathan, Behold, tomorrow is a new moon, and I shall not fail to sit here with the king. Let me go, that I hide myself in the field till the third day evening. Your father missed me at all. Then said David, and say, Ask leave for me to run to Bethlehem and see, for there is a yearly sacrifice there forthwith. If he says good, it will be well to serve. If he is angry, then know the harm is determined by him. And therefore your kindness servant, if you brought your servants, will come with the Lord with you. If there's good on me, if you go with me yourself, why should you bring me to your father? And Jonathan said, Far be it from me. If I knew there was to tell my father, the harm should come from me. Would I not tell you? And David said to Jonathan, Who will tell me if your father is going to speak roughly? And Jonathan said to David, Come, let's go and interfere. So they both went out and interfere. And Jonathan said to David, And the Lord the God of Israel be witness, when I send out my father about this time tomorrow, or third day, behold, if he is well disposed toward David, shall I not then disclose and send and disclose it to you? Should it please my father to do harm? The Lord said to Jonathan, and more, if I don't disclose it to you and send you away. May you go and say for me, the Lord be with you. As he has been with my father, if I am still alive, show me the steps of the Lord. I may not die, and do cut the steps of the Lord from my hands forever. And the Lord cuts off every one of his enemies and David from the face of the earth. And Jonathan made a covenant to the house of David, saying, And may the Lord take vengeance on David's enemy. Jonathan made David swear again by his love for him. He loved him as he loved his own son. And Jonathan said to him, Tomorrow's the new moon, you'll be missed because your sea is empty. On the third day, go down quickly to the place where you hid yourself, where the manna was in here. And remain beside the stone here, and I'll shoot 3 arrows to the side of it. As though I shall overmark him, behold, I'll send the boy, saying, Go find the arrows. If I say to the boy, Look, the arrows on this side, you take them. You ought to come first, the Lord lives, it's safe for you, and there's no danger. I say to you, Look, the arrows are beyond you. And you can go, for the Lord send you away. And as a matter for which you and I have spoken, behold, the Lord between you and me forever. And David himself in the field, and the new moon came, the king sat down to eat food. And the king sat on the sea as other times the sea at all. Found the Alps, and David sat by Saul's side. David's place was empty. Yet Saul did not say anything from that day, for he thought something has happened to him. He's not playing, sure he's not playing. And Saul said to Jonathan, son, why is not the son of Jesse come to him, either yesterday or today? And Jonathan answered Saul, David earnestly asked leave me to go to Bethlehem. He said, Let me go, for I cannot sacrifice and see. My brothers commanded me to be there, so now if I can find guys, let me get away and see my brothers. As we see, he's not come to King David. When Saul's anger goes against Jonathan, he said to him, You son of a perverse rebellious woman, I don't know you chosen the son of Jesse to your own shame, to shame and mother's nakedness. And as long as the son of Jesse lives in it, neither you nor you can be established. Therefore send and bring him to me, shall surely die. Jonathan answered Saul's father, Why should he be put to death? Why is he dead? Saul said, Spear of him, strike him. Jonathan knew that his father was determined to put David to death. And Jonathan rose from the table in face anger and ate no food the second day of the month. He was grieved for David, because his father disgraced him. In the morning, Jonathan went out to fit appointment with David. And near with him a little boy said to him, Run and find the arrows this year. As he went, shot an arrow beyond you. And the boy came to the place and the arrow that Jonathan shot. And then called after the boy and said, It's not the arrow beyond you. And Jonathan called the boy and said, Hurry, be quick, do not stay. So Jonathan and his boy gathered the arrows and came to his master. And the boy knew nothing. Only Jonathan and David knew the matter. And Jonathan gave his weapons to the boy and said to him, Go and carry them to sea. As soon as the boy had gone, David rose from the side, standing and went with one another. David weeping the most, and Jonathan said to David, Go in peace, because he sworn both of us in the name of the Lord, saying, What shall be between me and you, between my asking and your asking forever? And he rose and departed, and Jonathan went to sea. And David came to Noah, where to Ahimelech the priest, and Ahimelech came to meet David, trembling, and said to him, Why are you alone, and no one with you? And David said to Ahimelech the priest, King has charged me with the matter, and said to me, Let no one know anything of the matter about which I send you, with which I charge you. I made an appointment with the young man for such and such a place. And what do you have on hand? Give me 5 loaves of bread, whatever is here. And the priest answered David, I have no common bread on hand, but there's holy bread. The young man kept themselves from woman. And David answered the priest, Surely you young woman have been kept from us, otherwise when they go on an expedition, the vessel young man a holy one is ordinary journey. And how much more today will the vessel be a horse? The priest gave him the holy bread. There was no bread there, but the bread the prison which he removed from before the Lord, to be replaced by hot bread on the day is taken away. And a certain man of the sons of Saul was there that day to obtain before the Lord. His name was Doeg the Edomite, the chief of Saul's husband. And David said to him, Like, have you not here a spear also? A hand, for you brought neither my sword nor my weapon with me. As the king's business required haste, and the king and the priest said, the sword of Goliath fell to him, he shook down the light arrow, and behold, it is here wrapped in a cloth behind, that if you take that, take it. There is none but that here, and David said, there is none like that, give it to me. So David arose, fled that day from Saul, and went to Achish, king of Gath. And Samuel Achish said to him, is not this David the king of the land? They had not sing to one another of him in dance, so struck down 1,000, David's 10,000. And David took these words to heart, much afraid of David, Achish the king of Gath. So he changed his behavior before the men, pretended to be insane in their hands, and made marks on the doors of the gate, and let spit or run down his beard. And she said to his sons, how to see the man's man? Why then have you brought him to me? Do I like a madman? You have brought this fellow to behave as a madman in my presence. Shall this fellow come into my house? And David departed from the encamped, and escaped to the cave of Adullam. And when his brothers and all his fathers heard it, he went down there too, and everyone was in distress, and everyone was in debt. Everyone who was bitter and Saul gathered to him, and he became command over them. And there were with him about 400 men. And David went from there to Mizpah and Moab. He said to King of Moab, please let my father and my mother stay with you. Do I know what God will do for me? And he left them to King of Moab. He stayed with them all that time that David was in stronghold. The prophet Gad said to David, do not remain in the stronghold, depart and go into the land of Judah. Then David departed and went into the forest of Hereth, and Saul heard that David was discovered, and the men who were with him. And Saul was sitting and gave out under a tamarisk tree on the high with a spear in his hand. All the sons were standing about him. Saul said to his sons who stood about him, here now people of Benjamin, will the son of Jesse give every one of you fields and vineyards? Will he make it all commanders 1,000 and commanders 100s? And all of you conspire against me. No one discloses it to me. When my son makes a covenant with the son of Jesse, none of you is sorry to inform me or to close to me that my son stood at my servant against me, to lie in wait as at this day. Then answered Doeg the Edomite, who stood by the servants of Saul. I saw son Jesse come to Nob, to him like the son of Hitah, and cried the Lord for him, and gave him provision, and gave him the sword of Goliath the Philistine. And the king sent to summon him, like the priest, son of Hitah, and all his fathers, the priest who had Nob, and all of them came to king. And Saul said, here now, son of Hitah, and he answered, here I am, my lord. And Saul said to him, why have you conspired against thee and the son of Jesse, in that you have given to him bread and a sword, and inquired of God for him? So he's risen against thee to lie in wait at this day. And Ahimelech answered the king, are you among and who among all these sons is so faithful as David? Who is the king's son-in-law? Who is the king's son-in-law? Captain over you, over your bodyguard in your house. Is today the first time that I have inquired of God for him? No, let not the king impute anything to be his servant or to all the house of my father, for his servants know nothing worth as much or little. When the king said, you shall surely die him like you and your father's house. And the king said to God, to do about him, turn and kill the priest of the Lord, because the hand is with David. And he knew the ephod, but did not disclose it to me. The sons of the king would not put out their hands to strike the priest in law. And the king said to Doeg, you turn and strike the priest. And Doeg the Edomite turned and struck down the priest. And the king killed on that day 85 persons who wore the linen ephod. And all the city of the priest he put to sword. Both man, woman, child, and infant, ox, donkey, and sheep he put to sword. One of the sons of Ahimelech, son of Hitah, named Abiathar, escaped and fled after David. And Abiathar told David their sword killed the priest of the law. And David said to Abiathar, I knew on that day. And Doeg the Edomite was there. He would surely tell Saul, I will case in death all the persons of your father's house. Stay with me, do not be afraid. For he seeks my life, seeks your life. With me you shall be in safekeeping. And they told David, behold, the Philistines fight against Keilah, and are robbing Dashing force. Therefore David cried, the Lord, shall I go and attack these Philistines? And the Lord said to David, go and attack the Philistines, save Keilah. And David submitted and said to him, behold, we are afraid here in Judah. How much more then if we go to Keilah against armies of the Philistines? And David inquired the Lord again. The Lord answered, arise, go not to Keilah, for I'll give the Philistines to you. David's men went to Keilah and fought with the Philistines, but away the livestock and struck them at a great place. David had saved the inhabitants of Keilah. And Abiathar son of Ahimelech fled to David at Keilah. He come down with an ephod in his hand. And it told Saul that David would come to Keilah. And Saul said, God has given to my hand. If he shut himself in by entering the town, its gates and bars. And Saul summoned all the people to war to go down to Keilah, pursues David's men. But David knew that Saul was plotting harm against him. He said to Abiathar the priest, name the ephod here. And David said, O Lord God of Israel, your servants shall have a sword cut to come to Keilah. It shows you on my account. Will the men of Keilah surrender me into his hand? And Saul come down and said unto him, the Lord God is, please tell your son. And the Lord said, he will come down. And David said, will the men of Keilah surrender me into his hand? So, and the Lord said, they will surrender you. So David and his men, who by 600 arose and departed from Keilah, and went wherever they could go. And Saul was told that David escaped from Keilah. He gave it the expedition. And they remained in strongholds and wilderness, and the hill country was as if, and Saul saw him every day. Yet God did not give him into his hand. And David saw that Saul come out to seek his life. So David was in the wilderness as if a horse. And Jonathan Saul's son rose and went to David a horse and strengthened his hand and go. He said to him, do fit for him, Saul my father shall not find you, shall be king over there, shall be next to you. Saul my father also knows this, until they made a covenant before the Lord. David remained a horse, and Jonathan went home. And the Ziphites went out to Saul and gave us saying, is not David hiding among us in strongholds a horse on the hill Hachilah, which is south of Jeshimon? Now come down again, according to all your heart's desire to come down. And now Power shall be to surround him into kingdom. And so said, may you be blessed by the Lord, for you have compassion on me. God, may I get more shall not see the place where for this who's seen it. And who has seen that has told me that he is very cunning. So therefore take note of all the lurking place where he hides, and come back to me short information, I'll go with you. And if he is in the land, I'll search him out among 1,000 of Judah. And he raised one to there, a Hazel. And David's man went to the village of Arabah to South Jeshurun, and Saul's men went to seek him. And David told Saul, he went down to Rock and lived in the woods of Mountain. And Saul said that he pursued after David in the woods of Mountain. Saul went on one side of the mountain, and David and his men on the other side of the mountain. And David was hurrying to get away from Saul. Saul's men were closing on David and his men to capture. And a messenger came to Saul saying, hurry and come to the Philistines and made a raid against the land. And Saul returned from pursuing after David and won against the Philistines. Therefore the name of the place was called Rock of Escape. And David went up from there and lived in a stronghold in Gedi. And then Saul returned from the Philistines and told, behold, David was in the woods in Gedi. And Saul took 3,000 chosen men out of all his own went to seek David. And then was made from the longest rocks. And his sheep falls by the way of this cave, and Saul went to relieve himself. And David's men were sitting in the innermost parts of the cave. And then David said to him, this is the day which the Lord said to you, behold, I will give you enemy to him, and you shall do to him, shall I seem good to you. David raised himself to cut off a corner of Saul's robe. After David's heart struck him because he cut off a corner of Saul's robe. And he said to his men, the Lord forbid I should do the same to my Lord, to the Lord's anointed, put up my hand against him. And seeing his Lord's anointed, for David persuaded his men with these words, and did not permit them to attack Saul, Saul rose up and left the king one of his ways. After David rose and went out of the cave, and called after Saul, my Lord the king, and Saul looked behind him. David bowed his face to the earth and paid homage, and David said to Saul, why do you listen to the words of men? He said, behold, David seeks to your heart, behold this day, how your eyes have seen how the Lord gave you today into my hand in the cave. And some told me to kill you, but I spared you. And I said, I will not put out my hand against the Lord. Against the Lord's anointed. See, my father, see this corner of your robe in my hand. The fact that I cut off the corner of your robe did not kill you. You may know and see there is no wrong or treason in my hands. I don't sin against you, though you help my life to take it. May the Lord judge between me and you. And may the Lord avenge me against you, but my hand shall not be against you. As the proverb of the ancient says, out of the wicked comes wickedness. My hand shall not be against you. On whom is after him is the king shall come out. After him do you pursue, after a dead dog, after flee. And the Lord therefore be judge, and give sentence between me and you, and see to claim my cause, and deliver me from your hand. It says David finished speaking these words. So Saul said, is this your voice, my son David? And Saul lifted up his voice and he said to David, you are more righteous than I. If you repay me good, whereas I repay evil. And you declare this day how you dealt well with me, and that you not kill me when the Lord has put me into your hands. If a man finds his enemy, will he let him go away safe? So may the Lord reward you with good for what you have done to me this day. And now behold, I know you shall surely be king, and the kingdom of Israel shall be established in your hand. Swear to me therefore by the Lord that you will not cut off my offspring after me. You know not to destroy my name out of my father's house. And David saw the swords, and Saul went home, but David's men went up to the stronghold. Proverbs 25. These are supposed to some wisdom and his character and Judah copy. It is the glory of God to see all things, but glory kings such and such, heaven fire, and the earth for death, the holy kings are such one. Take away the just and silver, and smooth the material for a vessel, take the wicked from the present king, and so be selfish and righteousness. The upper itself in the king's presence, stand in the place of grave, for his bed to be out, come up here, the people up and low, and the person no. But his eyes seen, don't haste to go into court, and really do near when he neighbor to you to say, I'll give you a catch in the neighbor himself, do not be on seeking. He brings shame upon you, and you overpay you now, and I feel speaks like apple of God and sending silver. Like going on all men, God's wise people to listening ear. Like coldest in time of harvest, the faithful messenger to listen. He refreshes all his masters, like clouds and wind without rain, as a many best gift he does not give. With patience rule may be persuaded, soft tongue will break a bone. You found honey, eat only enough for you, lest you have filled of it and vomited. Therefore be silent in your neighbor's house, unless you have filled of it and hate you. Many best false witness against the neighbor, like it's like a wool club or a sword of sharper. I'm just going to chest man in time of trouble, it's a bad tooth for that stuff. So I'm sing songs to hear guys like one taste of common and content. And like vinegar and soda. If your enemy is hungry, give him bread to eat. If he's thirsty, give him water to drink. If you're heat by the cause on his hand, Lord, would you? North wind brings forth rain, and black light time angry lips. So they to live in the corner of the house, and how share with cause of life. So like all waters with their source, whose being from fucking like a most finger put the fans, right hand good way, hold with you. You're not good, much I know, square sea one is a good. Mental self just like sea breaking into enough that was. Psalm 30, Lord, how many of my faith may rise against me? I say my soul, there is no faith, salvation for him in God. You Lord, shield about my God, and lift my hand, guard until he answers me from his holy hill. Now we lay down so I wicked and full Lord sustain me. I will not be afraid of many thousand people who set us to leave their field. Rest the Lord save me like off. He struck my enemies on the cheek, breathe the teeth of what his salvation belongs to your blessing many people. And as I should enter the Lord's prayer, please by his father, high being never can come done with us, and having good stare day, but good stare should feel that these not change, but those new one. And says the kingdom of high growth of all, and see tomorrow bye.